Part 73. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 725. Tao Ran was almost confused and consigned the last talisman in his hand. The other party really wanted to make friends with her, but they didn't know that without telling her, Tao Ran also wanted to leave her contact information to maintain long-term cooperation. Tao Ran also accepted the old man's business card. The old man's surname is Wu, and he calls himself White-Bearded Taoist, which sounds like a liar. If he hadn't spoken so eloquently and his face was still glowing at the age of 90, Tao Ran wouldn't have believed that he was an expert among the people. In fact, she originally came here not only to sell talismans, but also to find out ways to resolve grievances and eliminate ghosts. When she saw on the old man's business card, he was one of the founders of the Taoist Communication Association, and she thought that there might be a simpler way. So 10 seconds after she left her WeChat ID to the old man, she was pulled into a group. A group of warlocks and priests with various Taoist names spoke all kinds of profound words. She almost thought she had joined the rumor mill of some strange organization. Then let's communicate. Even if she doesn't learn anything, it can benefit her long-term livelihood. It's good to have technology. When Tao Ran left, he received a transfer of 500,000 yuan and a bottle of black dog blood as he wished. The perfect peace charm was on consignment, so she couldn't get the money for the time being. The other talismans were sold for 80,000 yuan each, and 12 were sold for 960,000 yuan. The grandfather and grandson worked together for a long time, and the boss almost cried, before they came up with 520,000 working capital. Tao Ran readily said that the remaining money could be settled after they resold the talisman. As for the black dog blood, she didn't spend any money. The old man only has one request, which is that if her ancestor has another talisman to produce, he must be the first to supply it to his family. Tao Ran agreed. She wanted black dog blood, but she actually planned to take it with her to the countryside, so she was prepared. However, is 500,000 enough for her? The day passed peacefully. Throughout the night, the black energy did not appear again, and Shan became much calmer. From her mouth, Tao Ran also asked more things. For example, Shan learned from the children there that because the village was remote and poor, most local women went to work in textile factories in the city, and few were willing to return to the village. For example, most of the women in the village are from other places. Not only was the old Zhang family's wife picked up, but the mother of the child who led Shan last time also lived there as a teenager. Tao Ran laughed in his heart after hearing this. Is it so easy to pick up? Why can't I pick it up myself? Last time you went to that village with Grandpa, all the people who could eat on the table were men, right? Shan, yes, I was the only woman sitting down to eat. So I felt quite uncomfortable. At the time, I thought it was patriarchal, but in fact, it's because most of the women there are shady, and the locals in the village don't want them to show their faces to outsiders. Because they are never wives, just tools. So when danger comes, they can be mercilessly killed abandoned. It sounds cruel, but sometimes the reality is bloody. Since this situation is common in the village, they cover each other. If I don't help today, I will be the one who loses my tools tomorrow. It is precisely this that allows some evil to obscure the sky. Tao Ran thought about it all night and had some ideas. Early the next morning, she went out. An hour later, she was sitting in the office of her former company agent, Sister Chen. In front of her, coffee and tea were all available. Sister Chen knew she was coming, so she put down a lot of work and came back late at night last night. After Tao Ran's job contract expired, they had been trying to persuade her to continue her job with various favorable conditions, but they were always rejected. This time Tao Ran took the initiative to meet, and they were shocked. I'm here to sell myself, Taoran joked. Auntie, as long as you renew the contract, any conditions are fine. I will help you negotiate with the company about shares, villas, assistants, vacations, and studios. You can mention whatever conditions you want. It's hard to find a Best Actress, but this one is still the Asia Pacific Grand Slam Best Actress. Not only is she a movie queen, she is also top-notch. Even if it falls out of the circle, it still reaches the top of the hot search list every now and then. The two titles of Best Actress and Top Star are already unique, but now she has a super high nationality and the support of superior resources. If this continues, even if it is just a decoration, even if it is a drama, even without any performance, it was enough for the company to make a qualitative leap and make the stock rise by the daily limit for several days. Sister Chen almost squatted next to Taoran. Sister, there are many good books here, both at home and abroad. Did you check your mailbox? Several Super S books have been sent to you. As long as you nod, the protagonists are all yours. Taoran quickly made a stop gesture. I won't be filming for the time being. I won't accept any endorsements. After all, it has been officially announced that I am withdrawing from the industry. That I still have some popularity and celebrity effect. I can attend some fashion events and charity events. I think I still have some market and value in this aspect, right? What are you talking about? Of course, as long as she nods, there are many magazines waiting to be photographed. Which party wouldn't want her to go to? Even if she only works one day a month. Even if it's just to help the company recruit a new employee and stir up scandals, why not? No matter what kind of contract, as long as you come back, the company can make a contract for you immediately. What are the conditions? A small condition, I want a crew. What? Just one web drama crew will do. Everything will be arranged before tomorrow. Sister Chen is one of the best agents in the industry. Taoran Z knows that she can do this that ordinary people can't do. The sooner the better. More specific. An hour later, Taoran came out. She gave everything she wanted to the company and Sister Chen to find a solution. She wanted a team, including crew equipment, and an advance payment. She probably had the idea to help Shan Shan solve the problem. Since she was leaving in about half a month, she was quite pressed for time. She asked the company to help her put everything in place before today. The company begged her to sign a contract, and naturally she agreed. That night, the company made all preparations according to Taoran's requirements. From directors to logistics, there are nearly 30 staff members, dozens of professional equipment from lighting to cameras, including 3 nanny cars, 2 trucks, and a bus, all are in place. Even the team leader Xiaodong was once Taoran's right-hand man. After asking him what he wanted last night, Taoran asked him to come over from the company. A large amount of funds had already been received in the account requested by Taoran. Xiaodong, please arrange for the entire crew to get on the bus. Go directly to the address I sent you. Let me tell you, you will have to endure a lot of hardships in the next half month, but everyone will receive 3 times the salary, plus bonuses, Taoran said firmly, but her heart was already bleeding. The reason why the funds transferred from the company were in place in half a day was not because the company had approved them for her to spend, but because they were her salary advances. In other words, all the money she spent in the next half month was Taoran's personal money, or the money she would have to work to pay back in the future. The company was so proud that she only wanted 3 million, but they gave her 20 million. I just wish she could spend as much as possible, and it would be best to keep working for them. Just thinking about it makes me tired. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 726. That evening, when the crew headed for the remote mountainous area that took 10 hours to drive there, Taoran had already taken Shan Shan on a plane to go ahead. The specific situation had to be analyzed in detail. Although the idea had been made, there was a lack of details, so she was going to check out the details first. When they arrived at a nearby town, Taoran sent Xiaodong his location and agreed on a time and place for the meeting tomorrow morning. She went to pick up the rental car booked in Qinshan's name, got a room for Shanshan to settle down in the hotel opposite the small town police station, and then went out. She lied to Shanshan that she was going to discuss some matters with the security personnel and private investigators she had arranged long ago, but in fact she drove straight to the legendary mountain village. She arrived at the small county town at 8 o'clock and parked the car in a large village at 9 o'clock. Then she went to the small mountain village that required walking over the mountains to reach it. Wearing a long black coat and trousers, a black hat and black gloves, she was fully armed and soon disappeared into the dark night. With the navigation in hand, it didn't take long for her to find the place. How else can we say that this place is remote and isolated? In the navigation, this place just has a simple name, nothing more. The village is very poor and is a poverty-stricken area supported by local people. The infrastructure still looks like it was in the 1990s, so naturally there is no monitoring. Taoran walked around twice and thoroughly understood the terrain of the entire village. She also found the Zhang family, number 4 of group 2. With a clean jump over the wall, Taoran entered the hospital. She moved so lightly that she didn't even wake up any chickens. There is indeed a well outside the dilapidated adobe house. But the manhole cover has been sealed. What's funny is that the manhole cover also has the word on it. Haha, what a blessing. Taoran opened the manhole cover gently, wanting to see if there was anything else down there, but when he shined his flashlight, he found that the manhole was clean and there wasn't even a straw. I think I had already cleaned up before coming here in order to avoid police inspection. Taoran also went to the back hill that Shanshan mentioned. In Qinshan's memories, the child said that the woman was hanging in the back mountain. But in Qinshan's dream, the woman was pushed down the mountain. So, what exactly? Looking at the dense forest, Taoran was actually more inclined to the latter possibility. When they heard that the police were coming, the Zhang family members were eager to hide the woman. Their first reaction was to hide in the back of the mountain. The woman was disobedient. While they were beating and scolding her, they intentionally or unintentionally pushed her down the mountain. But if you want to see the body, if you want to redress the injustice, you need not only evidence, but also the victim. Taoran showed off his Qinggong skills and jumped off the low back mountain cliff. The location where she went down was the shortest distance from the Zhang family and the most likely place where the crime occurred. If a woman fell down the mountain from here, there would always be some clues left, right? With a chill all over his body, Taoran could feel this strong and familiar resentment. After leaving the village, Taoran walked around the nearby hills and selected a suitable area. Soon after returning to the small town, it was daybreak. After taking Shanshan to have a comfortable breakfast, Taoran asked Shanshan to come forward and book 18 rooms in the hotel so that they could move in once the crew arrived. Of course, what we are asking for is the team price. After cutting for a long time, I saved 500. Taoran was very pleased. Soon, the staff arrived. While on the road, Xiaodong had signed a confidentiality agreement with everyone, so their crew that was about to start work would not be known to outsiders, let alone attract media and fans. Following Taoran's signal, everyone kept a low profile. Once anyone asks, they always reply that they are a passing tour group. Everyone went back to their rooms to rest. During lunch, Taoran chatted with the director. She didn't know the director, but Xiaodong had already sent her the information. After chatting for a few words, it was clear that this was a pragmatic person who didn't talk much and didn't look too far. Taoran was very satisfied. She gave the director the script she had just spent half a day designing and printing. The director nodded, indicating that he would complete the task. Xiaodong was also given a new title by Chao Ran, chief planner and producer. After dinner, Chao Ran took the director and Xiaodong in a luxury nanny car and headed for the destination. They went to a mountainous area that Chao Ran had been eyeing last night. It was less than a kilometer away from the target mountain village. The winding hills have just been dyed with fresh green. On the mountainside and at the foot of the mountain, there are whole patches of tender butter vegetables that are about to open slightly. Looking around, it is a thriving and vibrant place with countless comforts. With such a background color, it will naturally look good no matter how you shoot it. What do you think? Chao Ran asked the other two people, but in reality, Chao Ran and Xiaodong were looking at the director, waiting for him to express his stance. Very good. What's more beautiful than the natural scenery of the motherland? I'm very satisfied. The director compared the frame with Chao Ran's hand. The distance and close shots are all beautiful, no matter how you shoot, it's amazing. He said that work would start on time here tomorrow morning. He humbly asked Chao Ran if he wanted to focus on mountain scenery or rape fields. Do you want to make documentaries, feature films, short commercials, or short videos? 7 to 10 days, shoot slowly and use your imagination. Chao Ran smiled. The script she gave to the director was actually the script she wanted the director to perform with her. It was the instructions she asked the director to say, what to do, and how to plan, not the script that their fake crew wanted to film. Well, so Chao Ran didn't bother to think about this drama within a drama. You are free to shoot whatever you want and how you want to shoot it. I will fully cooperate with you. Even if you just treat it as a MV or a pictorial. I will not interfere in any way. I don't care how much material you can shoot, how many lenses you can use, or how you want to edit it in the future. The crew is here, all the crew members are at your disposal, and you only need to provide all logistics and needs. I only care about one thing, which is to add all of what I ask for to your work. This is a new director, signed by Dower & Company, and he is half of his own. For newcomers, what they lack is an opportunity. He has an introverted and calm personality and never talks much. Sister Chen knew Chao Ran's requirements, so she chose him. And he also knew that following Chao Ran was his best chance to make a name for himself. He originally didn't have any hopes for the content of the shoot. He just thought that after serving a top celebrity this time, the company would give him a piece of the pie in the future because of his well-behaved and obedient nature. But now Chao Ran's intention is very clear. He will support his filming, and it will be a real filming. The entire crew will really listen to his orders. God knows, this is what a person who is waiting for opportunity really needs. And he can make all the decisions from content to subject matter? This is helping him realize his dream in advance. At this moment, he immediately understood why most of the vehicle crew members had worked with Chao Ran before, why they were so happy, and why they were willing to put down their work before they knew their salary to participate in a strange shooting that required a confidentiality agreement. Here. My physical condition has not been very good these 2 days, so the update time will be a little late, sorry. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 727. Not only was it a pie in the sky, but he could also work with the country's most popular goddess. The young director was almost choked with excitement. He slapped his chest and said, "Sister, I will definitely not stretch my hips, I will not be vague, and I will definitely satisfy you." Chao Ran patted his shoulder. "Since we call you sister, we are one of our own. Don't worry, your sister is the best to our family. From tomorrow on, you will be the leader of our team. Show off your style as a director. Don't do this to me respectfully. Since the entire crew will be surrounding you, you must not let down the efforts of dozens of people. The most important thing is not to let her spend down. So many staff, so much equipment, so many days, they are burning money every day. You have to cut out a decent product anyway, right? If it was all in vain, without even a splash, for a worker like her, I'm afraid she would have to work several jobs in the next few years to pay off her debt. After confirming the filming location, the next step is the director and producer. The two of them followed Taoran's instructions and headed to the target village 1 kilometer away. Taoran didn't go. She is a big star, and stars have pomp and circumstance. It is not her turn to take action at this time. She went directly back to the nanny's car, but while monitoring the surveillance through the device on Xiaodong's body, she was also remotely controlling the producer. As soon as they entered the village, the two guys swaggered and looked for the village chief in an extraordinary manner. The two of them were posing, and the villagers were very attentive and took them directly to village chief Dong's house. Do those dozens of acres of rapeseed land on the north side of your village belong to your village? Xiaodong said straight to the point. The village chief saw the overwhelming presence of the two strangers. Although he was doubtful, he hurriedly responded. They are all from our village, and the rapeseed flowers on the mountain opposite are also grown by our villagers. That'll be easy. Xiaodong followed Taoran's instructions and crossed his legs, then handed over the producer's business card that Taoran had prepared for him. It's like this. In the next 10 days or so, our crew wants to borrow your rapeseed field for filming. What the hell? Village Chief Dong almost couldn't react. We are filming TV, do you understand? We are filming TV. We have taken a fancy to the scenery here and want to shoot here for 10 days. The location is in the rapeseed field. Is there such a thing? The village chief and his family said in unison, and a pair of his children also rushed over. Film a TV show? Do you really want to film a TV show here? It's just a hypothesis right now, and we're here to ask for permission. Who acted? The child only cares about this. Taoran, do you know? Taoran? Taoran, the Dong family said in unison again. I'm afraid they don't know other celebrities. But Taoran. The national television broadcasts her public service announcements every day. 10 times a day, it's hard not to recognize it. What's more, that girl is so beautiful, just like a fairy. Also, the little fairy in the Spring Festival Gala is also her. In their village, there is probably no one who doesn't know Taoran from the age of 7 to 70. Taoran, want to come to their shabby village to film a TV show? Village chief, are you talking about that Spring Festival Gala fairy Taoran? Village chief's wife, Taoran, who appears on national television every day. The village chief's children asked, Taoran who acts in movies? Yes, that's Taoran. Xiaodong turned on his phone's screensaver, which showed a photo of him and Taoran. The village chief and his family were all stunned, with alpacas jumping up and down in their minds. Why don't they believe it? Village chief Dong, aren't you liars? The director snorted, and the producer also sneered. Liar? In this poor village like yours? What's there for me to lie to? As he said that, Xiaodong looked around at the house with a look of disgust on his face. The village chief smiled, thinking the same thing. Are you serious? Okay, stop talking nonsense. Xiaodong's face was filled with impatience. Really or not, you will know as soon as our crew enters the set. Just tell us if you are willing to provide a venue. If you nod, sign an agreement and we will pay a sum of money. If you don't want to, you know that there are many people who are willing in these 10 miles and 8 villages. You should see such a good opportunity. Do you know that the places we have photographed will become popular check-in spots and tourist attractions, making a lot of money for the local area? Don't be so short-sighted. Xiaodong kept talking, while the director acted like a good guy and asked him to say less. It must be good to be able to film here. We were very excited after hearing this. The village chief felt that the producer was not easy to deal with, so he looked at the director. "Can I ask 3 questions? We don't have much time. Just keep it simple." "Yes, yes, first of all, why did you choose our place?" The village chief admitted that although their place is good, it is not very special. "Director, the drama we shot was missing a set of spring scenes. We happened to pass by your place and wanted to shoot the scene there. We, Douran, are so famous that reporters and fans follow us wherever we go. So starting from the National Channel documentary last year, we have been all over the country. Running around in the barren mountains and ridges, going to places where there are no people. If you have seen it, you must all know it." The village chief's family nodded together again. "Can it? That beautiful autumn scene was shot deep in the mountains in the south, and there were only animals and no people in the forest and snowy fields. Isn't the biggest advantage of their place that it's remote and free of people? Then, you just said you could pay a sum of money. How much is it? In fact, this point is the most important." Village Chief Dong didn't have the nerve to come up and just asked. "Our filming will definitely cause some damage to your rapeseed fields. At that time, we will compensate you 3 times the market price of the damage. You can settle the settlement with our finance department. Or we can pay an advance payment of 20,000 yuan. 20,000. Is it too little? We can help you apply for 30,000. The village chief's mouth began to grin uncontrollably toward his heirs. Where does this shitty luck come from? Rapeseed fields cost 300 kilograms per acre, and the purchase price is 3 yuan per kilogram. In fact, the output per acre is only 1,000 handfuls. These 2 fools came up and said they would give an advance payment of 30,000 yuan, which is the output of 30 acres of land. It shows that they definitely don't know the market price. Triple compensation. At that time, we will quote an output of 3,000 yuan per acre, and triple it will be 9,000 yuan. Not to mention making 8,000 for nothing. How much more can they do in that field? You can still squeeze oil and sell it, right? Got rich." The village chief was laughing so hard that the producer couldn't help but urge. "The 3rd question, please tell me quickly. If you were filming, would it be only in the rapeseed fields?" "Yes, just in that rapeseed field. There may be at most a few scenes in the mountainous area to the north." "You won't come to our village, will you?" "Your village? What's there to photograph in such a dilapidated village? We only want natural scenery. We don't have that much time to wander around. Our time in Douran is worth more than gold. We are anxious to finish filming and return to the national TV station." "Oh, then I have no problem. I promise. The venue is available for you to use. Would you like to ask the villagers?" "No, I can make the decision. Thank you all for your monthly votes, and thank you to Hehe Daodu and Reset Lai Huo Weavua Baby for your rewards. I love you more than anything. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss." Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 728. At this moment, Village Chief Dong's little calculation has been completed. After thinking about it clearly, he was eager to settle the matter quickly without any urging from the producer opposite. It's all money. Actually, even if the other party doesn't pay, he can't lose on this matter. This is the filming location for Taoran's new drama. When the time comes, let the village set up a big name, and they can defraud outsiders of their money. The last time he went to the village for a meeting, they said that it is easy to earn money like this now. Foreigners are stupid and have too much money. They cannot walk along the road when they see the scenery. Building a pavilion will become an attraction, and cooking a few dishes will become a farmhouse. Spreading a piece of cloth on the grass is like an outing, and pulling up 2 tents is like camping. Thinking about it makes me excited. The village is very close to getting rid of poverty and becoming rich. Although this producer doesn't sound nice, he speaks the truth. Which of the nearby villages doesn't have this scene? If they don't keep people, they can find similar shooting locations in just 2 steps. But if I miss these 2 people in my village, where will I find such fools who send money to my door in the future? I can make the decision on everything in this village. It's easy for the villagers to handle it. I'll just hold a meeting later and let them know. Xiaodong, I also have 2 requirements here. You say. First, our time is very tight and we will start work tomorrow. Do you have any questions? No problem. Second, we have to sign a confidentiality agreement when we shoot here. What? That is to say, you villagers cannot leak the news that we are filming here. We, Taoran, are international superstars. If anyone knows that we are starting work here, reporters and fans will come, and we will not be able to film this time. Cooperation will no longer be possible. On the contrary, we will face huge losses. This is the truth. Taoran didn't want all the money to go down the drain, so Xiaodong was urged to keep it confidential. So the scandal is ahead. If it is leaked, we will definitely change the place. Not only will we not settle the bill then, we may even ask you to compensate. So for the next 10 days, I ask you villagers to keep your mouth shut. Can you do it? You're right. Yes, I promise, we won't even tell our relatives and friends who live nearby. Okay. It's settled. Village chief, do you think it's convenient to make an agreement with us now and get a deposit? Of course it was convenient. The village chief agreed and at the same time enthusiastically left the meal. No, Taoran is still waiting for us. Taoran? A big star? Waiting. She has arrived. Where is she? Our nanny van is parked at the entrance of the village to the west. Taoran is still in the van, so he may have to wait impatiently. Really, the village chief and his family said in unison again. Then we have to leave quickly, we can't keep the big star waiting. When the big star he saw on TV every day stood in front of him and nodded to say hello, the village chief walked around Taoran several times at a loss. Mother. Only at this moment did he fully believe that everything was true. He really didn't expect that one day he would be able to stand with a big star. He was even more stunned when he got into the luxury nanny car. Such an advanced and beautiful car? He actually got into a celebrity's car. His whole body was shaking with excitement. He and the big star breathe the same car air, enjoy the treatment of a big star, and have a dedicated driver. Starting tomorrow, the big star will work at his home place. This is simply a dream. The village chief smiled stupidly the whole time and followed the car to the county hotel. When the deposit of 20,000 yuan was received, he was even more delighted. After signing the confidentiality contract, he was even driven back to a neighboring village. As soon as the car was far away, he took a small road and drove towards the village as fast as possible. Soon, the loudspeaker in the village rang, "Everyone, listen, we will gather in the square in front of the village chief's house in 15 minutes. Important news will be announced." Good thing, great thing. Worried that the villagers might be slow, he added, "You can come and get money." Half an hour later, he called Xiaodong, "It's all done. Starting tomorrow, the village will not only fully cooperate with the filming, not only prevent the filming from leaking, but also help maintain the order of the filming, and ensure that no one can enter the village. Rapeseed doesn't make any money at all. If his family pays out a few hundred, everyone's capital is actually guaranteed. Who is a fool who wouldn't want to?" The next day, Taoran and his crew arrived at the filming location. This is the first step of Taoran's plan. She earned her national status by destroying all her wealth. If she didn't take advantage of this situation, she would be sorry for herself. So this time, she kept things simple and upright, using her favorability among the people to directly exchange for the trust of those people. At this time, the villagers used all their enthusiasm to greet the crew. Since the crew didn't enter the village anyway, they weren't worried at all. They cleaned up that area early in the morning, and there weren't even a few weeds left in the field. In accordance with the requirements of the crew, many tables, chairs, and other items were kindly provided. The crew's buses and trucks were all arranged by village chief Dong in a nearby parking lot, which attracted no attention at all. As for equipment, the village chief arranged for people to use ox carts to haul them to the filming location. Seeing the scene being set up little by little and the machines being set up, most of the villagers were excited and had been poking around the outside of the filming location since early in the morning. Tao Ran only showed up for an hour in the afternoon. When they heard that the big star was coming, the villagers all looked forward to it. Looking from a distance, I saw her wearing beautiful clothes, leaving a group of images in the rape field. It's a pity that the big star has a big ear and won't let them touch her. Otherwise, you need to take a few group photos and show them to relatives in other villages in the future. Hey, this is a big deal. But even so, the villagers are becoming more and more fond of this crew. Because, there is money. The crew ate lunch boxes sent from the county. When some villagers asked, they were told that the lunch boxes were 31 pieces each. And that Dauran is a small stove opened separately in the hotel, priced at 300 per serving. Tao Ran's words aside, what's in the 31 lunch box? It's just one large meat dish, one small meat dish, and 3 vegetarian dishes. A few mouthfuls of food are not enough for the dog. 30. That's 1,000 yuan for more than 30 people. If they could do this, just pick some vegetables from the field, get some bacon, and scramble an egg, the meal wouldn't cost more than 100. This made the villagers feel all kinds of things. This crew is really stupid and has a lot of money. At the instigation of the villagers, the village chief negotiated with the director and said that the village could provide the film crew's lunch boxes. Their villagers cook very well and cleanly. They only have 2 meat and 3 vegetables for only 15 yuan, which can save half the money. But the director refused immediately. Although he didn't say anything, his expression said it all, disgusted. But the director is still good. When he saw Ernio's child, he gave him 100 and asked him to buy a pack of cigarettes, leaving the rest to him. The kid earned 50 for a pack of cigarettes, and the villagers' eyes almost dropped. But they also saw Tao Ran's makeup artist asking De Zhuang's son to help buy chocolates, and they also gave him 100. That stinky kid earned 60. Oh my god. Just running an errand. Where does this god of wealth come from? Now, everyone in the village started to move forward whenever they got the chance. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 729. Everyone on this crew has the word rich written almost on their foreheads. On the first day, 7 or 8 children ran errands for them and earned tips. The village chief even took advantage and helped the crew deliver purified water twice, making at least a 200 yuan difference in price. I helped the crew assemble several very large tents and received another red envelope. Many villagers saw this and became jealous. The next day, it was a similar situation. The crew is busy filming, and the villagers who have the skills can make money from them. For example, the village chief, the fast runner De Mao, and the handsome Xiao Jun can earn more than 200 just by running errands. This is so cool. After a few days, the villagers' attention has long been no longer on the filming and the stars, but has gradually shifted to how to make money, how to collect as much wool as possible before the crew leaves, cannot let others take all the benefits, XX everyone has made money, our family can't fall behind, Part 1. For a while, everyone didn't even think about working anymore, it was easier to get money from the crew. The villagers exchange information every day, and many people's mentality is quietly changing without even realizing it. For example, the eldest brother of the Wu family helped buy coke. When he saw that the crew drank quickly, he went directly to the town to buy 10 boxes and dragged them into the village. But the next day, the crew didn't want his coke. After a second look, I realized that the crew used coke brought in from Lao Gao's family. Lao Gao cooked a big pot of chestnuts for the crew and was squatting next to the director to flatter him. You say it's hateful or not? It's a small thing that there are 8 extra boxes of coke in Lao Wu's house, but it's hard to swallow. Don't understand the principle of first come, first served? What's more, they are all brothers, and they usually look up but never look down at each other. How could he do something like this? Lao Wu went to argue, and Lao Gao just received another task from the stylist to buy fruit. Zheng Li was not willing to back down. What's wrong with him in making money based on his ability? In the end, the two families turned from shouting and yelling to fighting. And such conflicts are not limited to just two families. In fact, many people have long disliked each other. Everyone has their own weighing scale in their hearts, and many people in the village have a bit of a bias against each other. The village chief tried to be a good person and tried to persuade others to make peace, but he was also scolded. Some people have long disliked him, and he is the one who has benefited the most. Someone else bluntly said that many people helped set up the tent last time, but the only one who received the red envelope was the village chief. How much money was in it, but I didn't take it out to share it. Is that a good idea? The red envelope is so big, there's a lot of money in it, right? Freeloading is not good. For a time, the village chief inexplicably became the target of everyone's criticism. He felt aggrieved that he was being arranged like this for everyone's benefit, and even cursed him several times. That night, all the villagers dispersed unhappy. On the fourth day, someone secretly started talking, saying that they suspected that the village chief had swallowed up the money for the rapeseed land that everyone rented out. The deposit given by the crew was actually 30,000. They said that a boy from Lao Zhu's family saw the crew's financial accounting sheet. It clearly says 30,000. The payee is Dong Min. But the village chief clearly said that he only received 20,000 yuan from the crew. So, village chief Dong himself swallowed 10,000. Is this okay? It's not like all the rapeseed fields belong to his family. Why does he have that face? The news spread quietly among the villagers. Everyone is not stupid, just keep it clear for the time being. Anyway, the crew is still here, and when they leave, this account will definitely have to be settled. Because of the village chief's familiarity with the director and others, no one thought this rumor was false at all, but they had no idea that the list that the boy from the Zhu family saw was Chao Ran, who saw the right opportunity and flew out of the tent window. Well, it's fake, I haven't even seen the finance person, and after Xiao Zhu's boy saw it clearly, Xiao Dong, who passed by, picked up the paper, tore it into pieces and threw it away. Chao Ran sat in the tent every day, always looking at the people around him. Of course she knew that the relationships among people in this village were quietly changing. Chao Ran's plan went quite smoothly. If the Zhang family is the culprit in killing the girl in Gujingli, then the villagers in this village are the gang brothers. The mastermind cannot escape, and neither can the accomplices. In addition to trying to find an explanation for the man from Gujing, Chao Ran also wanted to help a group of girls who were in similar trouble. She has confirmed her previous speculation. As she expected, there were obviously more men than women in this village, and among the women who appeared, there were even fewer young ones. Occasionally, there were a few young women that Chao Ran met face to face. They either looked strange or had disabilities. There are so many men and children, there can't be just a few mothers. Where are they? Why don't you come out? Being close to the children, she quickly found out that most of the mothers had their own inconveniences. It is no accident that the person from Gujing is here. The Zhang family hides people in ancient wells, and other families can also hide people in cellars, attics, dark rooms, and empty houses. It is impossible for Daoran to find them all in one go, nor can he catch all the bad guys with one person. and if you want to use the police, it will be difficult to achieve results without definite evidence. So she devised a plan that worked. 10 days was the time she gave herself, and she believed she could succeed. The people in this village are very defensive, so she must have enough reasons to show up and gain their trust. The people in this village are still united, but if they want to reveal their flaws, their seemingly unbreakable alliance must be cracked. The way is money. The common weakness of these people is poverty. As long as she spends money, even if she can't corrupt some corners, she can still find some ways to achieve results, and after taking this step, her plan will be advanced. The shooting went smoothly and 5 days passed in the blink of an eye. The 6th day begins. Early that morning, the director asked the village chief to bring the loudspeaker, and then shouted to the surrounding villagers. "Is there anyone who is willing to be an extra? I'm hiring 10. The salary is 200 per day. 200 a day? In this remote country, this is an absolutely high salary." So as soon as the director finished speaking, a bunch of people crowded in front of him, asking if they had any requirements. There are no requirements. There are no lines. It is suitable for men, women, and children, as long as they can walk and run. All I need is a push from behind. If it's fast, it takes 2 hours, if it's slow, it takes half a day. If you want to do it, sign up. So simple? Who wouldn't? But there are only 10 places. Over there, Xiaodong said again, first come, first served. The villagers rushed in, pushing and shoving. Between the pushing and shoving, chaos broke out again. 2 hours and $200, who doesn't want the opportunity? Who would be polite? A child was pushed down, and the child's father got angry and punched the man behind him. No one realized that this was the first time in just a few days in a village where adults had not fought for more than 10 years that they had fought. Already, those who got the chance to perform as extras were beaming with joy, those who didn't got the opportunity were cursing, and some were noisy while hugging each other. The director slammed the table, and the village chief quickly told the villagers watching the show to shut up and go home. The village chief's licking behavior made the villagers roll their eyes and become even more dissatisfied. Someone complained that there were too few extras, and producer Xiaodong on the other side said, "We need extras tomorrow, 30. Remember to come early and line up." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 730. A minute later, the villagers were even more dissatisfied. Because there are only 10 extras in the crew, one of the 10 spots was reserved for the village chief. Did Zhuang, who finally got the 10th place, was squeezed out? Why? Many people glared at village chief Dong. Isn't it first come, first served? That's right. The village chief didn't line up, so how could he still grab a spot? Objection. The quota is high, village chief, you can't do this. The village chief opened his mouth to explain, but he didn't expect that the always fierce producer spoke up for him first. No quarreling. Your village chief has worked hard for your village and is busy doing other things. Why don't you just rely on him to cause quarrels here and there? Isn't it natural for him to get a quota? It's a good idea to see you all. That's it. Anyone who is dissatisfied can go home. Xiaodong directly pulled the village chief over and stuffed a pack of cigarettes into his clothes bag. This. The villagers were even more angry. This is not only a privilege, but also the same pants as the crew. Originally, only some of the villagers were dissatisfied with the village chief, but now, most of the villagers began to sneer and roll their eyes. Why did the crew jump out to give him a spot and help him speak? Why did the crew give him a whole pack of cigarettes? The crew is so supportive of him, so behind the village chief's back, there's no telling how he sold the village. No wonder he is so enthusiastic. I am afraid he has gained a lot of benefits. The village chief on the other side felt everyone's dissatisfaction and felt even more aggrieved. Even the crew can see that he is busy in and out, focusing on the welfare of the village. Even these outsiders know that they feel sorry for him. Why are all his villagers so selfish? At this moment, village chief Dong felt extremely chilled. When he looked at these people, he felt that they were all white-eyed wolves. He didn't know that at this moment, in the eyes of the villagers, he was just for money and had become a complete lackey of the crew. The shots of the extras were shot quickly. Back and forth, it took less than 2 hours in total. Those 10 people, each with 200, lined up to pay after finishing work. Brand new red notes, they come so easily. It's just a few steps. If a fool can complete it, what's the difference between it and pie in the sky? In addition to money, each of them also received a box lunch, a drink, and a piece of fruit. What kind of divine treatment is this? Watching them gnawing on chicken legs and drinking drinks, everyone was envious and jealous, and at the same time, they also became doubly sour. Who doesn't want to do this job? In addition to money and treatment, you can also be on TV. Taoran's drama will definitely be shown on national television. Even if they only show their backs, they can still be regarded as people who have been on national television. Speaking of it later, how glorious it was. You can take it out and blow it for a lifetime. So tomorrow we will accept 30 extras, and we have to find a way to squeeze them in. But the number of villagers is far more than 30, will it be my turn? So that night, many villagers spontaneously went to the village chief's house. They asked the village chief to make the decision and let the 10 people who performed as extras today not participate in the competition tomorrow. If there is a good opportunity, everyone should participate. Although most of the villagers agreed with this idea, some guys with fast legs and strong bodies did not agree. Why? This can be done with other things, but not with making money. Lao Liu's reaction was the fastest. Without saying a word, they rushed home, carried a bench, dragged their wives and 2 sons, picked up a quilt, and ran directly towards the rapeseed field. The crew said, "First come first served." Instead of talking nonsense with a bunch of cripples, why not grab a seat early? Just spend one night? 4 people from his family sat on a bench, gritting their teeth. This is 800 yuan. Earning 800 a night is almost as much as the output of a rapeseed field. Worth it? Seeing Lao Liu's family run away like this, other people also reacted, slapping their thighs one after another, cursing, and dragging the family and their families into the rape field. Crazy. A large group of people are competing against each other. Soon, a line formed in front of the rapeseed field. Those who come early are naturally happy and proud, while those who come late are cursed. All kinds of contradictions arise. Noisy, noisy. It was such a quarrel. The first few people who came to occupy seats were arguing with those who originally made demands at the village chief's house. Those who came early and those who came late were arguing. A family with more than one person and a family with just one person were arguing. They are shouting about unfairness and clamoring for taking advantage of others based on their ability. After finally squeezing in, we started arguing with those who were trying to jump in line. The person using the stool to occupy a seat for his family was arguing with the people behind him. The person who barely managed to squeeze in was in the 30s, and the person who was just in the 30s behind him was arguing. Those who missed the queue and a family of 5 who came were arguing. There are still many people who are criticizing the unfairness. Some people suggest drawing lots, some people ask that it is best for each family to send one representative, some people insist that the families who perform as group performers during the day should be excluded first. These suggestions are not suitable for the top 30 people. Naturally, they were dissatisfied. They refused to agree and even made a lot of noise. The village chief came to maintain order, but his credibility was gone and no one paid attention to him. He was also ridiculed by many people. Finally, the fight started again. For money, for what I think is reason, for the breath that I can't hold back, I make a mess. At least half of the entire village gathered in the rapeseed field and made a scene. In the end, the on-duty staff left by the crew couldn't bear it anymore and rushed out of the tent and told them all to go back. It was explained that registration only started at 7 o'clock in the morning and the gang was calmed down. Hundreds of people returned to the village holding their breath. They formed cliques on the road, cursing and discussing how to get a seat in the morning. They each went home, but less than a quarter of an hour later, the commotion started again. Lao Lu, who had just run the fastest and killed 4 people, became the target of the attack. As soon as he returned home, he saw a pile of chicken feces on his door, and the ground in front of his house was covered with sticky unknown objects. Who scolded his family the most just now? Yes, Uncle Wang, who was too slow, said that his family occupied 4 pits and was immoral. It must be them. No wonder I didn't see that shrew Aunt Wang just now, it must be her fault. Old Lu waved his hand, let's go and settle the score with the man named Wang. Lao Zhang, who had just had sex with someone, went home and saw fruits and melons all over the ground. Of course it was not sent by the snail girl, but all the vegetables, melons and loofah grown in front of my house were knocked to the ground. It's so poisonous. Who is so vicious? Need I say more? It must have been done by the Chi family who had just been beaten by me. They have so many sons, how amazing is that? See if you don't clean it up. Walk. The Su family, who had just been lucky enough to occupy the 29th and 30th places, arrived home and found out, oh my god. There are 3 chickens missing from the chicken coop. Is this okay? If the chicken is locked up, could it fly by itself? I have a big yellow dog at home, and it must have been done by an acquaintance to prevent the big yellow from attacking. It must be the next door neighbor, Xiao Xiao's house. They were just 31, and they kept beeping and cursing. So shameless. Let's go and ask. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 731. All night long, the whole village was in a frenzy. There were no outsiders in the village, and the crew had all left long ago. Could it be that these things that happened in the village were caused by ghosts? Where are the ghosts in the world? Don't they all say that ghosts are in people's hearts? Oh, with so many things happening to Murakami in a short period of time, is it possible that some mysterious organization that can fly over walls and climb walls is involved? Come on. It's all the fault of money. Several families ended up fighting and falling out. The village chief angrily threatened that if he did this again, he would call the police. As a result, he was ridiculed by the crowd. Call the police? Just our village? Do you dare to call the police? Everyone did not step on the village chief at all, they all went their own way. There was a dark shadow on the tree, and it was not too big a deal to watch the excitement. If nothing happened, he would help hit someone with rocks, start a fire everywhere, and even break the window pane of village chief Dong's house. There were complaints. The conflicts among the villagers are accumulating little by little. On the morning of the 6th day of shooting, there was another fight, and finally we decided on 30 people. During the filming, it suddenly started raining. The director simply asked for a rain scene. Everyone was filming in the rain. Although they were dissatisfied, they still endured it for the sake of money. When checking out, Taoran appeared. Everyone has worked hard. It's raining so heavily. Thank you for your hard work and cooperation. Otherwise, I can give you double wages. Taoran was very considerate. She smiled gently, but her heart was filled with blood. 30 people, 200 each, is 6,000. Doubling it would be 12,000, gone, gone again. Great joy comes from the crowd. What? Did you hear that right? 400 yuan per person? Just 2 hours, 2 laps like a fool, and you can get 400 yuan? They couldn't believe it. Especially the old Lu family, they came with 4 people and got 1,600 yuan, just like that. Everyone thanked Chaoran in unison. She was indeed a fairy and a living bodhisattva. She was a beautiful person with a kind heart. No wonder he was so popular. Seeing the 30 people lining up and receiving 400 yuan each, a group of onlookers who were still gloating about the heavy rain suddenly began to stamp their feet. Why didn't you take advantage of this good thing? The old Lu family took up 2 places yesterday and made 2,000 in 2 days. Feelings of injustice began to spread. It's money you picked up for nothing. If you don't pick it up, you won't pick it up. Why did the village chief count the banknotes every day after he had embezzled more than 10,000 yuan? Why did old Liu's family pick up so much, but his own family didn't get any? At the end of the 6th day, someone asked the director how many extras he would need tomorrow. Still 30, the director replied casually. 30. It's this competitive number again. How many people are gearing up to grab money? That night, the mood of the villagers had already risen. Before Chaoran took action, there had been several riots in the village. Even the village chief was beaten. Chaoran, on the other hand, was very unhappy with Lao Zhang, who had harmed the Gujing woman. That guy has sneaky eyes, is extremely poor, and even eats, drinks, and gambles. A piece of garbage. So she repaired Lao Zhang directly. While the guy was in the latrine, Chaoran smashed the roof of his latrine. As Lao Zhang was being released, broken tiles, straw, wood chips and thick ash fell from the sky, forcing him directly into the pit. Well, completely, his whole person fell into it. He called his son, but his son was locked in the room for some reason and couldn't get out. All he could do was shout for help. So, in less than 10 minutes, everyone in the whole village knew that the roof of Lao Zhang's latrine collapsed, and Lao Zhang fell into the cesspool and was buried in his hut. It was a flavorful evening. The villagers came, but many of them remained motionless and quietly retreated. Although I really wanted to watch the fun and laugh up close, the smell was really too strong. It takes great courage to participate in the rescue. Many warriors who came to help vomited. It's not because Lao Zhang was fished out with his bare buttocks, but because of the age-related filth on Lao Zhang's body. Lao Zhang couldn't wait to find a place to drill. But rather than being embarrassed, he was even more angry. Because he firmly believes that there is a reason for this. His latrine is in good condition and will not collapse. The 3 sons are fine and will not be locked in the house. Someone must be doing something secretly. He strongly requested an investigation. He rummaged through the ruins, and hey, he actually found a small shovel. It must be this. This is the evidence. It fell from the roof. Why is there this on the roof? Someone must have gone up and cut open the roof. After carefully examining the shovel, I found that there was a word Lu on it. In the whole village, only one family has the surname Lu. The old Lu family, it's them. Lao Zhang, oh no. No wonder his family can occupy so many extra spots every time. It turns out that they have taken revenge on all their opponents. They had trouble with the Wang family last night, and they are targeting my family tonight. They must be afraid that my family will get ahead of them tomorrow. So you started to do things, but you accidentally left the evidence behind. You bastard, you bastard. Lao Zhang casually washed his body with water and began to settle the score with Lao Lu. Old Lu sighed when he heard this. I won the extra spot based on my ability, why do I need to plot against you? My shovel was lying in the yard and disappeared during the day. I want to say who stole it. Hey, you Zhang Lazi, are you deliberately trying to blackmail my family? See, my family took 2,000 today and deliberately collapsed the hut, planning to defraud me of the money, right? I'm telling you, don't even think about it. Old Liu's mind was spinning quickly and he slapped his thigh again. Okay, I understand. Not only did you want to defraud money, but you also deliberately wronged my family. You want our whole family to be unable to perform in group performances tomorrow. You can eliminate 4 opponents at once. You are so vicious. Your mother. Lao Zhang spat on Lao Liu's face. Why don't you just urinate and see what kind of virtue you have? Why would you let me make such a big fool of myself to frame you? If you dare to do something you dare not do, I will kill you. Lao Zhang pounced directly on you. Lao Lu was hit twice. He couldn't give up because he was wronged for no reason, so he also punched out. Lao Liu's family has many sons, so when they saw that their father was suffering a loss, they naturally swarmed up and beat up Lao Zhang. Lao Zhang instantly became a sandbag. The old Lu family thought he smelled bad and didn't even want to use their fists, so they kicked him all together. Lao Lu felt that if Lao Zhang hadn't wronged him intentionally, then there must be someone who wanted to get involved with the two of them and wanted to take advantage of them, so they could take advantage tomorrow morning. So when he heard someone making a fire on one side, he immediately punched out. The old Lu family had a strong fist, and a group fight eventually involved 5 families. It's just that the old Lu family got 2,000 in 2 days, which made everyone jealous, so after the group fight, everyone asked the village chief to make the decision and asked the old Lu family to compensate. Lao Lu was furious and shouted that they would fight to the end whoever dared to come to ask for a penny from them. If you have the skills, call the police. The unlucky village chief went around trying to appease and quarrel with each other. After working all night, he still felt thankless. On the 7th day of filming, the villagers waited early for the scene. Lao Liu's family was stopped by the Zhang family. Lao Zhang, who had a bruised nose, swollen face, and injured his ribs, said bluntly, "If I can't be ranked, you can't even think about it." In the end, the two families competed again, but no one could grab the spot. On the other side, the villagers went through another round of fighting. Just when the first 30 were feeling proud, they were suddenly told that today's shooting was a make-up shot, so the 30 extras needed were still the 30 from yesterday. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 732. A group of villagers were in a daze. What? Busy in vain? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Do you know how hard they worked last night for these 30 places? The crew said, you didn't even ask. Anyway, it has to be the person from yesterday. And because we had to shoot extra rain scenes, but it didn't rain today, we had to artificially sprinkle water to rain, so the salary was still 400 per person per day. For a moment, the crowd of villagers was completely silent. Then, yesterday's group of people began to rush back, going back as quickly as possible to change into yesterday's clothes. People like the Lu family were naturally happy, laughing and shouting God's will. Some are happy and some are sad. Even if many people are dissatisfied, there is nothing they can do. Those who suffer from drought will die from drought, and those who suffer from waterlogging will die from waterlogging. Looking at someone like the village chief, as far as they knew, he had swallowed more than 10,000 yuan. People like the Lu family earned 3,600 yuan in 3 days. But what about most of their villagers? Nothing. Then look at the 30 people who had only worked for an hour today and started counting the red tickets again. The village chief even got Taoran's autograph and a group photo. The huge feeling of disparity further spread, and many people felt even more unsatisfied. Why? We are all fellow villagers, we are all the same poor neighbors. Why? We agreed to be poor together, how can you get rich first? Why don't you take us with you? On the 8th day of filming, the director announced to everyone that the filming was coming to an end. They need 100 people to run past the camera this evening. There are 100 people in your village, right? Xiaodong asked. Yes, yes, the village chief replied quickly. There are a total of 183 people in our village. Okay. Then come 100 people, as per the old rules, first come, first served. This day's shooting went smoothly, but when it came time to check out, many people felt even more unhappy. Because like the old Liu family, they took advantage of their young and strong sons to carry over 80-year-old men and 5-year-old children to count. There were 7 people in their house. 7. But most people only grabbed 2 places. Compared with the old Liu family, this is only 5 people and 1,000 yuan behind. So sad. How unfair. Why? Why can't they be allocated? If you have a small family, why should you suffer? Next time, I'll have to use more people next time. While queuing up to receive the money, many people heard the director shouting, "It's a pity. Pity." When I asked, I was told that the effect was not good. The village chief and others looked over at the director's filming. A group of people ran past the camera, cheering, in less than 10 seconds. Anyway, the village chief didn't see anything clearly. He also didn't understand how beautiful Taoran's solo shots were before, walking through the flowers like a fairy, flying over the rapeseed fields on the mountainside with something threatening, even just standing there, they were as beautiful as a painting. But these people don't even have a straight face, they don't have lines, and they don't have to perform. They just run around. What kind of scene does this crew want to spend so much money every day? Director, there is no momentum, not enough people. 100 people are not enough? The director simply picked up the loudspeaker. Listen up, folks. Tomorrow is already our 9th day of filming, and if nothing else, it's also the last day we need extras. We need a big scene tomorrow, so you don't have to fight anymore. All the villagers who want to come can come. No limit to the number of people tomorrow. These words make people happy and disappointed at the same time. In other words, no matter how many people come tomorrow, they will all give away money. But, time flies so fast. This is the 9th day of filming, and the crew will leave the day after tomorrow. In other words, tomorrow will be the last chance to collect wool, so I can't bear to let it go. You have to seize this last opportunity. The next day comes quickly. The extravaganza is in the morning. So early in the morning, the venue was already crowded. They're all here. The director was very satisfied with so many people and asked everyone to take their places with a smile. Let's count the number of people on the field. Hey, 188? Right? I clicked twice and got the same number. No, village chief, didn't you say that there are only 183 people in your village? Why are there more people? The village chief was depressed. He had discovered it long ago. Some people are cowardly because of money, but there is nothing he can do. For example, Jia Damao's family actually brought his stupid wife and the 5 or 6 children they secretly raised. None of those 3 people have registered residence. In order to make up the number, 600, they really did everything they could. There was also the strong, sharp-eyed old woman who went back after seeing Damao's operation and brought his old lady, whose family was shady and had been staying in the cellar for several years, to make up for it. So brave. The village chief went to stop him, but he cursed arrogantly, "What? These days, I only earn a total of 600, which is far behind you. There are only 3 people in my family, why is it that my family is so disadvantaged? Why? You are going to get rich, but why don't you give me a drink of soup? If you don't help, if anyone dares to talk too much, we will all be finished together." Because of a few disobedient rat droppings, the number was exceeded. The village chief has no choice. Forget it, anyway, outsiders' money will not be used until it is wasted. He followed the director every day these days and knew that they were not interested in the villagers. All the cameras were focused on the side and back of the extras. What they want is a lively atmosphere and the momentum of people walking through the rapeseed fields. They don't want to be slapped in the face anyway, and they are not afraid of anything happening. Therefore, the village chief has just warned those families with a large number of people and asked them to put them in jail. The number of people registered in our village is 183. Aren't there still some children who don't have a household registration? This is the case in rural areas. It's normal to go to school and then register. The village chief explained casually, carefully staring at the crew. Fortunately, people don't seem to be worried about it at all. The next second, he was already shouting, "Everyone is in your place." In the crowd, many villagers secretly cried out that it was a pity. Is this still possible? Why didn't you think of it? Oh my God, De Mao and De Zhuang have made a lot of money. There are a lot of shady people in this village. Look at the stupid daughter-in-law of the De Mao family, standing in the middle of the crowd and running. Even if she babbles and smiles silly, the camera can't catch her. How could those on the crew know about the existence of shady people in the village? This is all earned in vain. It's the last day, why don't you dare to take the free money? Do you want to go home yourself? One more is 200. De Mao and De Zhuang have all done it. They will suffer losses and will die of stupefaction in the future. The villagers here were about to ask if there was still a shortage of extras, but the manager from the other side suddenly came over with a loudspeaker and shouted that the machine was broken. He also said that he would not be afraid in the morning and would shoot again in the afternoon. In order to supplement everyone's hard work, we will give you an additional 100 yuan as hard work fee. Please come on time at 1 p.m. There is still no limit to the number of people, the more the better. Many people laughed. Okay. What a great thing. Not only can you pick up 100 for free, but you can also give it to someone in your family when you go back, and you can also make up the money in the afternoon. Adding these two together, there are hundreds more. Sure enough, when work started in the afternoon, the number of people was recorded. This time, the number of people increased from 188 to 201, which was 18 more than the 183 originally mentioned by the village chief. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 733. Tao Ran had already compared the results bit by bit behind the monitor. Of the 18 extra people, 8 were children and 10 were women. Never seen near the set before. The older one is over 50. Young, probably less than 20. Most of these women are eccentric and unnatural. Some are indeed stupid, some are disabled, and some have their heads lowered, unable to even see their faces, being dragged along by the men around them, like shrinking rabbits. If it weren't for Tao Ran's deliberate search, they would never have been discovered hiding in the crowd. Tao Ran took 2 deep breaths. Her previous judgments were all correct. She had been walking around the village a lot in the evenings these days, but she had never seen these women once. They are all shameful. In other words, they do not have enough freedom. There is a high probability that they are in a similar situation to the one in the ancient well, right? The reporter smiled and asked the village chief, "Why are there so many people?" The village chief looked slightly panicked, nodded, and smiled. "A few of them have brought their close relatives here." "I'm sorry." "Don't worry, I'm watching. We will definitely keep the secret, and we will never expose the crew to anything the news about the filming here has spread. Life is not easy for everyone, and it is a rare opportunity to make some money. Please forgive me." "Thank you. The village chief also took out a cigarette. Okay. Come as soon as you come, it's the last day anyway. The previous scenes are not enough. The director said, the more extras the better. Get ready to start. Yes, yes. Thank you. Shooting proceeds normally. An hour later, the shooting was completed. The crew has always had a requirement that salary settlement must be settled by one person, and no one is allowed to collect on behalf of others. So everyone came and queued up to collect the money. For example, the silly daughter-in-law of De Mao's family was carried up to get money by De Mao, and his father, De Juan, came forward with his mother on his back and his son in hand. The staff took out the money as usual and there was no incident. The village chief and others, who had been slightly worried, finally calmed down. Little did they know that although the crew's main camera was pointed at their group portrait, the eyes in the dark never stopped monitoring each of them. For example, there are tiny cameras above, below, left and right of the settlement table that they have never seen before and cannot find. For example, micromonitors have been hung above the tents for a long time. For example, the cash box in hand of the finance lady who is busy counting and distributing money is also equipped with a camera. Even if they don't let the shameless ones run around, talk, or even raise their heads, it's useless. In fact, more than 200 people have their faces and every move recorded by all-round high-definition cameras. Tao Ran looked at this group of people with a smile on his face. Although it was just a simple matter of queuing up to collect money, because there were people in the queue who needed to be protected and hidden, almost everyone came to collect money as a family unit. Hee. After fishing for several days, at least 99% of the people in the entire village, whether they are light or dark, black or white, are here. At this moment, she, an outsider, had figured out the general situation of every household in their village. The money was settled and the villagers asked when the crew would leave. Tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow happens to be the 10th day. Then tomorrow, don't we need extra performances? Everyone was so sorry. If possible, they hope that these people on the crew will never leave. Well. The director thought for a while, maybe, I can't decide until tonight to see if today's material can be used. So. The director picked up the loudspeaker, everyone, let's invite you all to come tomorrow afternoon. If necessary, we will take another shot. If not, our staff will also come with everyone to inspect each rapeseed field. Let's discuss the compensation method and what do you think? Okay, of course. Everyone is eager to make some more money. Well, kill two birds with one stone. You have to come early tomorrow morning. You have to keep an eye on how your rapeseed field will be settled for damage tomorrow. 10th day. Early in the morning, most of the villagers came. The director announced that their filming tasks were basically completed. Tao Ran is also done. But today we have to reshoot a few small scenes from yesterday, so the number of extras required has not yet been determined, and it should not exceed 100 people. Shooting started in about 1 to 2 hours. Upon hearing this, the villagers did not intend to go back. It takes half an hour to go back to the village from here, so it's better to wait here. This time I don't even want 100 people, so it seems I have to fight again. For a moment, many guys who had become enemies because of what happened a few nights ago started staring at each other again. At this time, Tao Ran took advantage of the fact that there was almost no one in the village, walked through the village, and started to climb the back mountain. She did not use Qinggong, but like a real mountain climber, she took a hiking pole and climbed up the high back mountain. At the same time, she also started a live broadcast. The number I used was the one I registered last time to deal with the Zijing news and internet trolls. Her last post, where she went from the law firm to the police station for several hours, made her account extremely popular and gained tens of millions of fans. Although she has never hosted a live broadcast since then, she asked Shan Shan to warm up early this morning, and with the help of the website after hearing the news, the effect was very good. So even though it was early in the morning, as soon as she entered the live broadcast room, it was already quite lively, with hundreds of thousands of people online. And when Taoran really showed up on time, the number of people online began to soar. Taoran said hello to everyone, and then started to chat with everyone in a rare way. She shows up too rarely and keeps a low profile. Because he is too aloof, a sense of contrast arises when he becomes friendly occasionally. In addition, she is a top player, so the number of people online in the live broadcast room has almost skyrocketed. However, even so, she still sent a message to Sister Chen of the company, asking Meihatsu to push out the entry she was live broadcasting. In order to earn traffic, the platform not only worked hard to promote it, but also heard that after Taoran's live broadcast, she was afraid that she would be left out because of her aloofness, so she kindly provided 2 professional hosts from the platform to chat with her online and help select questions from netizens. Ask questions. Taoran readily agreed to Lian Mai. Fine. One person's one-man show will indeed be less effective. With Penjian, it will be more lively and exciting, and the pressure on her will be lighter. Indeed, after the host appeared, the live broadcast room became more lively, and her attention was also divided a lot. She first told everyone that her live broadcast today was mainly to thank everyone for their support when she was fighting against online violence a while ago. When everyone found her climbing mountains, she said that climbing was her favorite sport. Naturally, everyone started asking her where she was crawling. She said that when she reaches the top, she will take pictures of all the scenery for everyone to see. At that time, everyone is welcome to guess where she is. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 734. Soon, the number of people online in Taoran's live broadcast room exceeded 5 million. With the support of hot searches, this number is still rising rapidly. Someone asked, why is she alone? Some people worry that she will be in danger alone in this deserted mountain. I'm not alone. Taoran pointed the camera in the direction of the rapeseed field. Today is my last day of filming. The director is still rushing for the last scene. Did you see it? It's still a big scene. In the picture, one can see at a glance that there are hundreds of people, a chaotic scene. Is Sister Ran Ran filming a documentary or a public service announcement this time? I don't know either, but Taoran said this. Our director has great ideas. We have been filming for a long time, but he doesn't even have a script. I still don't know what theme he was filming. Huh? That must be a great and talented director, the name of one of the most famous directors in the industry, who shoots movies without scripts, has already popped into the host's mind. Could it be director Wang? No. Taoran reported the name of the director. She said this deliberately, because she really wanted to help the new director gain fame. Although he is still a newcomer in the directing circle, he is willing to endure hardships when filming, is very serious in his work, treats people sincerely, and has good ideas. He will definitely have a bright future in the future. The company was able to sign him because it valued him. And he was indeed talented, so Taoran didn't mind supporting his own people at all. As soon as the director's name appeared, many people were curious. Anyone who can make Taoran say good things must be someone with 2 skills. After searching, everyone found that the director Taoran was talking about was from Fangxing Entertainment. Fangxing Entertainment is Taoran's old club. The host was surprised. So, Sister Ran Ran, are you helping the old company support new people? Or are you going back to the former company? What do you think? Sister Ran Ran, are you going to make a comeback? The host suddenly became excited. That is great news. We have all been waiting anxiously for it for a long time. Every day, people are launching activities hoping that Taoran will return to the entertainment industry and make movies again. God knows, just her series of documentaries have been viewed more than 1 billion times. Even just looking at the picture can make people calm down quickly and merge into a peaceful and far-reaching atmosphere. It is not only a pity for fans but also for many film critics that the actor retired at such a young age. There are many people with good looks and good acting skills, but the kind that is just right, natural, able to convey emotions, full of atmosphere, and a strong sense of immersion, makes the moviegoers feel immersed in the scene and can really listen. Actors who can really watch and feel are simply rare to see in a century. Everyone has been calling for it, hoping to impress her so that she can present more works as soon as possible. No, I'm not making a comeback, I just signed part of the contract back to the original company, and asked the company to help me handle some charity, public service advertising, reputation protection, and other activities besides my acting career. The same goes for this filming. I didn't get any money. Proceeds from this shoot will be invested or used for charity. Taoran had planned it long ago, and now that she had revealed it casually, there were many benefits. First of all, the live broadcast became extremely popular instantly. Taoran has a lot to do today, and she is still not satisfied with the number of people online in the live broadcast room. So she revealed herself and returned to the company. Although she only signed part of the contract, it was a big deal for the industry. In this way, not only fans and passers-by, but also ordinary media people and news people will be attracted to the live broadcast room by her self-exposure and pay attention to this live broadcast. Secondly, her signing back to her old company means that she will have more opportunities and more time to appear in public for a long time to come. Fans will be happier, and everyone will feel that it is not too far away from her return to the entertainment industry. She just wants to raise everyone's expectations. Third, she just wants to tell all investors, producers, organizers, TV stations, etc. that she has a brokerage company again. As long as it's not a movie or TV series, she can be in it. In this way, it will be much easier for her to take on jobs and earn money to support her family. With a company helping to filter and delete, Shan can feel more relaxed. In addition, there is another big reason. The expenses these days are too much. Money was like running water. She couldn't get out every day, which made her feel uncomfortable all over. It was difficult for Shan to show up every day, so Taoran gave her a big task, to keep an eye on the stock market. In order to keep her company, the company gave her an advance of 20 million yuan. Although she is short of money, she doesn't need so much at all. However, now that she has all the money and just put it in her account, how can the few interest payments every day make up for the loss that she seems to be burning through money every day? So, she asked Shan to look for opportunities to buy the company's stock every day during this period when the company's stock price fluctuated, or when the market situation was bad. A few days ago, the old man named Wu who received her talisman transferred another 800,000 yuan to her. That perfect peace charm has been sold, and there are still people who want it. Hearing that Taoran still had the talisman in his hand, the old man readily transferred another 200,000 yuan to her as a deposit. Taoran discussed it again with the company, and the company promised her that all the equipment rented by the crew, including buses and other expenses, could be settled after she returned home, so she felt relieved. In this way, Taoran, who had plenty of money, managed to collect around 18 million in spare money after deducting recent expenses. During this period of time, under Shinshan's operation, the money saved a total of nearly 800,000 shares of the company's stock in her account. Now that she suddenly revealed that she signed back to the company, it is conceivable that the company's stock price will definitely rise sharply in the future. Taoran didn't need to earn the money to buy a house. The main thing was to earn back the money he had burned in the past 10 days. Of course, Taoran notified the company in advance of the self-exposure this morning. Originally, the company planned to wait for her to return to hold a press conference, but due to Taoran's insistence, they had no choice but to follow her. At this moment, while Taoran was live broadcasting, he also turned on another phone, haha. As the trending search explodes, the company's stock price is soaring. A daily limit is certain today. One share rose by more than 2 yuan, 800,000 shares. Well, it's no problem to make 1.6 million. It's a rare opportunity to have this opportunity. Try to earn back the shortfall as soon as possible and make up the principal of 20 million. When Taoran finally reached the top of the mountain, the number of people in the live broadcast room reached 10 million. About there, she began to live broadcast the scenery on the top of the mountain in 360 degrees through the camera. The beautiful scenery of green mountains and green waters made everyone praise it and guess again where this place was. There are experts among the people. Soon, someone guessed Taoran's approximate location after searching some vague landmarks, billboards, and high-definition maps in the distance.